Lebanon. Women are paying the highest price of this war. More than 500,000 women and girls remain displaced. 144,000 face crisis-level hunger. Somalia. 6 million people are facing acute hunger. 2 million are one step from famine. The World Food Programme can only reach 1 in 10. Ukraine. The deadliest winter for women since the full-scale invasion. 199 women and girls killed in 3 months. 73% of women have no backup energy source. The West Bank. 1 Palestinian child killed every single week. 347 children in military detention. This is the highest number in 8 years. Gaza. 43,000 people with life-changing injuries. 1 in 4 of them is a child. Less than 25% of amputees have received prosthetics. The United Nations published a new warning about sand. The world is extracting 50 billion tons per year. Sand for construction is running out. Nature is paying the price. Now, everything you need to know, briefly and to the point. This is Human Rights Weekly. Subscribe to our channel. And now, let's begin. We begin in Lebanon. A ceasefire took effect on April 17th, but the killing has not stopped. And the people suffering most are women and girls.
I'm speaking to you from Lebanon today, where I have witnessed the impact of the ongoing killing and displacement of women and girls under a fragile ceasefire.
Since the ceasefire, 25 women have been killed, 109 reported injured. More than 500,000 women and girls remain displaced. Many cannot go back. Their homes are destroyed.
One woman described her village as completely unrecognizable because of the destruction it has suffered.
Food is disappearing. Women are foraging for wild herbs to feed their families. UN Women estimates that 144,000 additional women and girls will face crisis-level hunger. The total, 639,000.
The ceasefire must be fully upheld and transition to comprehensive peace, in line with international humanitarian law and international law, as well as with women, peace and security commitments, ensuring women's full, equal, and meaningful participation in peace building and in recovery efforts.
UN Women has directly supported more than 15,000 women and girls since March. 534 women leaders are helping communities navigate this crisis. But without a real ceasefire, none of this is enough. Now we turn to Somalia. A hunger crisis is accelerating, and it is accelerating fast.
As has been mentioned today, I want to draw attention to a crisis that is unfortunately yet again accelerating in Somalia and doing so with alarming speed.
Somalia has endured 3 consecutive failed rainy seasons, crops devastated, livestock wiped out, water resources completely dried up. 6 million people, almost 1 in 3 Somalis, are facing acute hunger. 2 million are already in emergency conditions. IPC Phase 4, one step from famine.
Fallout from the crisis in the Middle East is driving up food prices by 70% in some areas, and fuel prices have gone up by 150%.
1.9 million children are acutely malnourished. Hundreds of thousands are at risk of the most severe form.
In practical terms, WFP is now only reaching 1 in 10 of people in need of food assistance.
Last year, there were 12 health centers running. Now only 3 remain. Preventive care has stopped. Only treatment is provided. Therapeutic food shipments arrived 40 days late because of global supply chain disruptions.
Life-saving assistance will continue to shrink and, in our case, could halt altogether in July if resources are not urgently received.
In 2020, Somalia was on the brink of famine. The world acted. Famine was pushed back. Today, the warning signs are the same, but the funding is not there. The message from the WFP is simple. Do not wait. Act now. Now we move to Ukraine. More than 1,500 days of full-scale war. And this war is becoming deadlier for women and girls.
The first 3 months of 2026 was the deadliest winter for women and girls in Ukraine since the first year of the since the first year of the invasion by the Russian Federation.
199 women and girls were killed between January and March 2026. Casualties among women increased 27% between 2024 and 2025. Women represented 40% of all civilian casualties in the first quarter of 2026. Attacks on energy infrastructure have made life unbearable. 73% of women say they have no alternative energy source.
The women keeping public transport running, teaching children in underground classrooms, caring for older relatives, demining contaminated land, repairing energy systems, and holding their families and communities together.
Tatiana Moruzenko is an energy worker in Slovyansk, a frontline city in Donetsk. She leads a team of 27. They repair damaged power lines so homes, hospitals, and schools get light and heat. They work around the clock.
But we know that lasting peace can only be reached when women are included in the negotiations.
Nearly 8 in 10 women's organizations report that funding cuts have seriously affected their work. Women are largely sidelined from political processes and decision-making on Ukraine's future. UN Women calls for sustained support, protection, and the inclusion of women in peace negotiations. Now we turn to the occupied West Bank. Children are paying an intolerable price.
So between January 2025 and today, at least one Palestinian child has been killed on average every single week in the occupied West Bank, including East Jerusalem.
70 Palestinian children killed, 93% by Israeli forces, 850 more injured, most by live ammunition. March 2026 saw the highest number of Palestinians injured by settler attacks in 20 years. Children shot, stabbed, beaten, pepper sprayed.
Little 8-year-old Ezeldin was beaten with a piece of wood and hospitalised for head injuries. His mother had both her arms broken when she reached across to protect her 4-month-old baby.
For thousands of children, the walk to school has become a walk through fear. They do not walk in a straight line. They are constantly looking over their shoulder. 347 Palestinian children are held in Israeli military detention. This is the highest number in 8 years. 180 are under administrative detention, imprisoned without charge or trial. More than 1,100 children have been displaced in just 4 months. That already surpasses the total displacement recorded in all of 2025. 99 education-related incidents this year. Schools turn to rubble.
Children are being targeted both through direct violence and through the dismantling of essential systems and services. Their suffering cannot be normalised.
UNICEF calls on Israeli authorities to take immediate action to protect Palestinian children, to uphold international law, to stop the killing and maiming. Now to Gaza. The World Health Organization has released an updated report on conflict-related injuries. The numbers are devastating.
An estimated 43,000 people of the more than 170,000 people injured in Gaza since October 23 have sustained life-changing injuries. And up to a quarter of those with life-changing injuries are children.
43,000 people, life-changing injuries. 1 in 4 of them is a child. Since the last report in September, 5,000 additional injuries have been recorded. Nearly half occurred after the ceasefire announced in October. 22,000 major injuries to limbs, more than 5,000 amputations, 2,000 spinal cord injuries, 3,400 major burns, more than 1,300 traumatic brain injuries.
Of the 2,277 people that have had a limb amputated, less than 25% have been fitted with permanent prosthetics. This due to severe shortage of prosthetics in Gaza.
18 shipments of rehabilitation supplies are stuck. Waiting times range from 130 days to more than a year. Wheelchairs, prosthetic limbs, basic rehabilitation equipment, all blocked. Every day that rehabilitation services in Gaza remain under-resourced is a day that preventable disability risks become permanent.
And every day that rehabilitation services in Gaza remain under-resourced is a day that preventable disability risks become permanent.
The WHO demands immediate access for rehabilitation supplies into Gaza. Our final story is about something most people never think about: sand. The United Nations Environment Programme published its third report on sand and sustainability. Every person on Earth uses 18 kilograms of sand every single day. Sand is in our concrete, our roads, our glass, our hospitals, our bridges. Without sand, modern civilization cannot function. But we are extracting it far faster than nature can replace it. 50 billion tons per year, that is the sand gap. And demand will only grow. Africa's population will double by 2050. All of those people will need homes, schools, and infrastructure. Sand demand for building is expected to increase 45% by 2060. But sand is not just a building material. In nature, it is alive. It protects coastlines, it filters water, it supports biodiversity. When sand is removed, ecosystems collapse. And there is a human cost too. In Gaza, the war destroyed 85% of infrastructure, 57 million tons of debris. At the current recycling rate, it will take 140 years to clear. 6 billion tons of marine sediment are dredged every year. 15% of that happens inside marine protected areas. Sand is essential to nature and to development. The UNEP calls on governments to recognize sand as a strategic asset and to invest in sustainable management before it is too late. Today we covered 6 stories: Lebanon, Somalia, Ukraine, the West Bank, Gaza, and sand. These are all real events, all documented by the United Nations this week. Human rights matter everywhere, not only in countries we know well. If this program helped you understand the world better, please subscribe. Share this video with someone who needs to know. This is Human Rights Weekly. We will see you next week.